The wind outside howled against the tall glass building, but inside the lobby it was calm, warm, and sterile in that polished corporate way. The security guard gave a small wave to Carla at the reception desk as he made his rounds. She was adjusting her headset, scrolling through emails, sipping lukewarm coffee. Just another Monday. The soft sound of sneakers on marble pulled her attention toward the entrance. She blinked in surprise. A little girl, no older than 4, stood alone just past the glass doors. Her coat was slightly too big, hanging off her shoulders, and one glove was missing. In one hand she clutched a teddy bear, its fur matted and one button eye loose. In the other, she held a folded piece of paper, gripped so tightly the edges were crumpled. Carla stood quickly and came around the desk. "Hi there, sweetheart. Where's your mommy?" The girl looked up with big nervous eyes but didn't flinch. Her lower lip trembled for a moment before she spoke, like she had rehearsed it 100 times. "I'm here for Mommy's job." Carla's brows furrowed. "You're here for a *" The little girl held out the paper. "Mommy said if anything happened to her, I should come here and give this." Carla took the paper carefully. She opened it to find a crayon drawing. It showed a stick figure family under a smiling sun. 4 people, one with long curly brown hair holding a briefcase labeled Mommy, a small child holding her hand. Beside them, a man with glasses and gray hair. The name Mr. Wexler was scribbled above him in purple. Carla stared at it, her throat tightening. She looked at the girl again. "What's your name, sweetie?" "Lila Moore." Carla's heart sank. She knew that last name. Isabel Moore had worked on the top floor. A quiet woman, brilliant and meticulous. She had resigned a few months ago suddenly. No one knew why, just that she'd left. And no one heard from her again. Isabel Moore, Carla repeated under her breath. Lila nodded solemnly, hugging her teddy. She said this place was special. She said when she couldn't fight anymore, I should come here. That Mr. Wexler would help. Carla straightened, trying to hide the shake in her hands. She pressed the intercom button that connected to the executive floor. "Mr. Wexler, this is Carla in the lobby. There's someone down here. I think you'll want to come." There was silence for a moment. Then the response came through, clipped but curious. "I'm on my way." As Carla hung up, she knelt beside Lila. "Do you want to sit while we wait?" Lila shook her head. "I want to stand like Mommy. She always stood tall when she came here." Carla nodded, swallowing a lump in her throat. The elevator dinged softly. The doors slid open. Out stepped Richard Wexler, CEO of the company, always in a navy suit, always looking like he was already late for something. But as his eyes landed on the little girl, everything in him stopped. She stared back, her expression unsure but calm. Richard blinked once, then again, like his brain was catching up to what he was seeing. "Carla?" he asked quietly. "She said she's here for her mommy's job," Carla said, voice tight with emotion. Her mother was Isabel Moore. Something shattered behind his eyes. He looked down at the girl again, and then at the drawing Carla now held. He stepped forward slowly, like he didn't want to scare her. "You're Isabel's daughter?" he asked. Lila nodded. "Are you Mr. Wexler?" He knelt beside her, his voice a whisper. Yes, I am." She held the bear tighter. "She said you gave her hope, that you'd know what to do." And Richard Wexler, a man known for commanding boardrooms and conquering mergers, felt utterly speechless in front of a 4-year-old. Richard remained crouched beside the girl, stunned into silence. The echoes of office chatter from above, the faint hum of the lobby heater, Everything faded under the weight of her words. Asterisk. You gave her hope. The little girl had said, hope. It echoed in his ears like an accusation. He stared into Lila's face, so much of Isabel in her eyes. The same quiet intensity, the same calm strength behind gentleness. And suddenly it hit him how little he really knew about Isabel Moore. Beyond her quiet brilliance and that soft-spoken tone that never demanded attention but always carried substance. She had been one of the most gifted designers in the company, sharp, elegant, humble. A single mother. And no one, not HR, not even he, had noticed when she started disappearing earlier in the year. Fewer meetings, fewer calls. Then her resignation email, no explanation. No outcry. No one followed up. Asterisk now, standing in front of him, was the answer. To why, asterisk, she didn't want anyone to worry, Carla said softly, as though reading his thoughts. I remember she stopped coming in around spring. She said she needed time, that she'd be fine. But she wasn't. Asterisk. Lila looked up at them both, confused by the silence, but patient. She said she was sorry. She wanted to keep working, but her body was tired. She tried very hard. Richard's throat clenched. He stood, smoothing his jacket, trying to gather what remained of his composure. Carla, get legal on the line. I want someone from HR and Child Services here immediately. This girl is not leaving without protection. Carla nodded and stepped away to make the call. Richard looked back down at Lila. Do you have anyone with you, sweetheart? A family member. Anyone at all? Asterisk. She shook her head. Mommy said there was no one left, just her and me. But she said I could come here because you were her safe plan. She reached into her coat pocket and pulled out a crumpled envelope. She wrote a letter. She said you'd understand. Asterisk. With trembling fingers, he took the envelope and unfolded the single sheet inside. Her handwriting was unmistakable. Richard, if you're reading this, I've gone. I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye in person. I was ashamed I couldn't fight harder, ashamed to burden the people I respected most. But my daughter is everything. I trust you because this company, this building, was where I felt like someone again. If there's any way Lila can be taken care of, please, I'm begging you. Don't let her be alone. With gratitude, Isabel. Asterisk. His hand clenched around the paper as his jaw tightened. Shame and sorrow surged through him. Asterisk. He knelt again. Lila, would you like to come with me upstairs? There's a quiet room with cookies and coloring books. You can even sit at my desk if you want. Asterisk. Lila hesitated. Is it high up? Asterisk. Yes, very high. You can see the whole city. Asterisk. Her eyes lit up faintly. Like the stars? Asterisk. He smiled through the pain. Exactly like the stars. Asterisk. She nodded. Okay. Asterisk. He reached out his hand. She took a tiny finger, slipping into his palm without fear. As they walked toward the elevator, Carla watched, eyes glassy. Asterisk. The doors opened, and the two stepped inside, one man shattered by regret, the other soul tiny but full of something bigger than grief. Hope. Asterisk. As the elevator rose, Richard stared straight ahead, the letter still in his coat pocket, the weight of Isabel's final request anchoring his every breath. He had failed her once. He would not fail her daughter. Asterisk. Not now. Not ever. Asterisk. Asterisk.